alkaline, highest alkaline. Yeah, this was the 2.5. Okay. Now, I want to do something else. This is tap water. So, these are chlorine drops, okay? I want to see what kind of chlorine we have. Tap water. Remember what we said about chlorine, all the bad things about it. This will get darker and darker. This is the chlorine chart. Now, leave that there. What I want to do is see what this does to my potato. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Where's the chlorine?
Potato. What are the drops supposed to show you?
If there's any chlorine in there.
What do they, well, before it turned,
Yellow.
Because
okay.
there was chlorine in the water.
Okay.
It's in your food now. Okay? So remember, this was washed with Dasani, okay? This other one was washed with 11.5 pH water. You see any change from the original? This is 11.5. Life and death. Organic food. That's what we're dealing with here. We have to take responsibility for our own health. We're not going to get it from any government or any doctor. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, my grandmother used to say. So we have to become knowledgeable. That's why I love this. We don't make medical claims, but we have seen such dramatic results. Wonderful. Are there any questions about anything we've gone over?
I have a question. You mentioned earlier, I mean, you demonstrate with several different types of water. What happens with like a natural mineral spring water like Perrier?
It's a problematic. It's not alkaline. Yeah, we've tested that too.
Okay.
You can't buy a bottle of water that's healthy, even when they say it is, because we've tested them. There's some that they'll test out at minus. They might even have a negative reading. But sometimes that can be manipulated, because if it's a true reading, like if it's negatively ionized, that number will change. But if it's constantly the same, it means it has been chemically manipulated somehow. Because you can buy alkaline water, this bottle is like 8.5 or something, Essentia, some of those. But it's not equal. Living water, like if you go to the Himalayas and get water from the glaciers or whatever, it's not going to last. You can't take it with you. Now that's why this is wonderful, because you have it in your kitchen. And then when you go on a trip to Hawaii, like we did, we take it with us. Just put it in the carry-on. So it's wonderful. There are many applications. I mentioned the cleaning of the vegetables and meat and things like that, the sanitizing. In Japan, they actually use the 2.5 to clean their surgical rooms. Instead of an autoclave for the surgical instruments, they use the water, 2.5 pH water. The surgeons wash their hands with the 2.5. They clean the whole hospital with it. They use it on bed sores for patients. They save gangrenous feet by topically bathing the limbs, the feet, with 2.5, and then having them drink a gallon or two a day. We've seen pictures of that. It's amazing. Yeah.
So, would you agree, am I correct in saying we have good bacteria and bad bacteria in our
Of
body,
course,
right?
of course.
So, how
It
does-
doesn't hurt the good bacteria. That's your question?
Yeah, I was kind of curious.
Like probiotics, yeah.
How it,
It's selective. Like Coca-Cola, for instance, is like 2.5 pH, and plumbers love it, you know, because resistant pipes, or if you want to clean your battery posts, Coke is wonderful. It cleans them right off. But you drink it, and you're in trouble. On the other hand, if you feel like you're coming down with a flu or strep or something, you can gargle with a 2.5, drink a few ounces every hour, it'll knock it out. It has for me, at least. I did that last year. Felt like it's coming down with the flu. Because it's water. It's acidic. 2.5? No, it's water. The Japanese call it miracle water. But we can't claim miracles, right? But it's the most important substance for us to put into our body. The more we neglect it, the deeper the problems we'll have. Frankly, I didn't know about this myself till a few years ago. I was drinking, you know, RO water like most people. But after a month, I got off my high blood pressure medication. That was the only difference. So consider the alternative. You know, people say, oh, it's so expensive. Expensive. You can eliminate your detergent for your laundry. You can eliminate your cleaning stuff for the house. You can, if you're on medication, chances are pretty good that you'll get off, a lot of them, if not all. We've seen it. You will no longer be drinking unhealthy water. You don't need a toner anymore. We have a toner. You don't need an aftershave. You don't need a deodorant. I use the 2.5 with a little essential oil. If you have athlete's feet, you can soak it in 2.5. It goes on and on and on, the uses of it. Your food is critical. You want to buy organic to be healthy, but then you wash it with this unhealthy water and it's no longer organic. It's insane. So what's expensive? It'll last 25 years, then it can be refurbished for a couple $100. What's expensive? Health is not expensive. Cheap is expensive. Lies are expensive. So what I would say is check it out, because this is the only certified medical device recognized by the Japanese government, the equivalent of our FDA, and the Canadian government. It also is ISO certified. It's also NSF certified. I mean, the documentation is there. 38 years in Japan. They use it in their hospitals. 36,000 restaurants. 1/5 of the Japanese population has one. If we had this technology in every home, there would not be a sick care problem in this country. It would be reduced tremendously. But there would not be the profits made that are made now that don't result in any cures. They just keep people on the hook. It's criminal. Am I passionate about it? Yes, because there is an answer. That simple machinery that's so complicated is the answer. Expensive? No. We challenge anyone to prove that they can do better, that there's a better machine. I've never seen it. We had an engineer spend 80 hours trying to debunk this. He bought a machine. He's a good researcher. I mean, I wouldn't spend 80 hours. So, any other questions?
How long were you on your on your blood pressure medication, and then how long did it take for you to get off of it after you started drinking the
I was
water?
on it for a year, and one summer I said, this is no good. It's not doing anything for me, because I was the same. It was like 140 over 100. So I stopped all summer. It still stayed the same without the medication.
Okay.
And then I took the water for a month, and it was back to 120 over 80. Anyway, won't make claims. That worked for me. I don't know if it worked for anybody else, right? Anyway, thank you for coming.
Thanks for sharing.
Right.